Power World.
Power World.
Let's talk about it.
That's crazy. Welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious. I'm your host, Caleb, here with co-host Alex. And Power World is out, and everyone likes it.
Nintendo.
It doesn't seem like they hate it, but I think Pokemon's a little salty right now.
You know what? But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they've gotten lazy.
Yes.
So and
who cares?
And
let people enjoy Power World.
yeah, and you know what's crazy too is like everybody, all the Pokemon fans, the meme, leave the $1 billion company alone.
Leave them alone.
And on top of how the whole Power World situation, for anybody who doesn't know, who's been sleeping under a rock. Mm. So Power World is just like an arc.
It's just Pokemon, but with guns, pretty much.
Yes.
Like everything that everybody's liked from any major game for the last 20 years, they just put that into a game.
Real.
And that's Power World. And everybody really likes it, except for some people who don't really like it at all.
Being Pokemon fans. And I have never seen so much slander come out of anything before, man.
Me neither.
Like, they were coming up with every excuse in the book not to support the game, and all of it. Everything from AI to, like, reusing models, from anything else. Basically got, like, disproven, or it's just basically just, like, you're just angry. And at most, you can't argue there is a bit of plagiarism afoot, but it's just all, like, it's different enough.
I think it's very much different than Pokemon. Like,
in terms of gameplay, yeah, but
there's only so many designs you can do before it's like, because there's over 1,000 Pokemon, so at some point the designs are gonna overlap. Because like the some of the like arguments that they make, they're like, this looks like this Pokemon fused with this Pokemon fused with this Pokemon. I'm like, that seems like they just made a design. Like, I think that's how designs work.
Influence. It's crazy.
Isn't that something?
It's wild, bro. Like, you know how everybody says Twitter's a bad place? This whole situation has made it to where it's like, wow, I knew Twitter was bad before, but this is everything everybody has ever, like, been angry about, or, like, the badness of Twitter all in one go. This is insane. And it's just like, wow. But other than the Twitter thing aside,
people really are freaking out over it, though. And what I guess if this is kind of like the winding down on a real quick talking about Power World, I gotta say, to this very moment, as of us recording this on January 25th, I have downloaded the game, have not played it yet, and I'm still not convinced it's a real game. I still, like, every trailer I ever saw of it, I was like, this isn't real. This game's not real.
One of those fucking ads you see.
That's how I was convinced for the longest time. And then they're like, one of my cousins texted all of us because they were excited for this game. And they're like, it released already. It's on Game Pass. Everyone download it.
Alpha though, it's alpha.
I went on Game Pass, downloaded it. I'm like, is this real? Am I really down? This is a real game? I see people playing it online, and I'm like,
it's a real game.
People are playing it, so it has to be real, right? So why does it feel like it's not real?
No. Oh, if you play it, I'll play it with you. Okay. Tell me when you start it up. I will download it. I didn't know it was free on Game Pass. I will get it on Game Pass then. But like, what I wanted to talk about is like Pokemon now has to deliver a response.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think they're finally, maybe, crossing my fucking fingers, praying to whichever version of deity you believe in. They will delay a game and they will overhaul Pokemon.
All Pokemon needs to do is spend 5 years on a Gold and Silver remake, and they just print money.
Or crazy fucking thing. This would sell like fucking gold. Just
combine every region.
Almost there. the Pokemon MMO, the fan one that released forever ago, just making a fucking official version of that 3D. Holy shit, you have a banger.
Yeah,
it's not that difficult.
The crazy amount of things that Pokemon could do to just make things better for the fans, they just refuse not to. Like releasing every classic game on the Switch. Why haven't they done that yet?
Fuck if I know.
It's like easy money.
Sell it for like $10.
Like literally the easy when they had it on the 3DS.
That shit was gas.
So good.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that? Like Switch Online literally provides that. Just have it on there, or better yet, have all the Game Boy games on one collection, and then have DS games re-released. It'd print money.
It's
like that's what fans want. So they'd literally be saving themselves time to work on a new game, put so much more time into a new game, and re-release the old games, which would just make them easy money. But they just refuse. They refuse to have good ideas.
I just don't. We're gonna enter this goddamn rabbit hole again of just the dystopia we live in. But like, I don't get this. It can't be that hard to remake those games or just port them over. There's no way. If some nerd on their fucking computer can do it for free.
If we could run it on our Chromebooks in high school off of a site, then it should not be. It should not be hard to add Ruby and Sapphire onto the Switch if we were playing it on Chromebooks in high school.
Big example here. Halo did it. MCC did it. Honestly, rough start, but once it came onto PC, golden. Everybody fucking loves that shit. There's some things that need to be changed, but if you're just there to play Halo on really good graphics on Mac shit, look at what 343 did. It's perfect. Or near perfect.
You want an even closer example? Literally every game on Nintendo Online. the Nintendo literally gave Game Freak the tools for success, and they just said, you know what, we'll give you Pokemon Stadium, but that's it.
They gave you Stadium?
Yeah, you get Stadium, Stadium 2, and Snap.
I might actually have to plug in my Switch real quick. I might have to play Stadium.
The upgraded Switch Online with Nintendo 64 games, great. I love it.
I don't. Nintendo is a paradox in and of itself. So innovative yet so fucking arcade.
It really is. They both love and hate
their audience. They don't
audience. I mean they bestowed 1,000 Year Door remake, so that's really all I can ask for.
Yeah,
It's all in your play.
If they just re-release, they don't really have to release all the gens. They just have to do up until like
they just have
Y, X and Y, and they're done.
Yeah, it's true.
Just release every pixel Pokemon game on that store, and you will gain a massive amount of people showing up.
You know how I feel like people keep saying they want black and white remakes, but if they just got black and white remasters, I think people would be just as happy.
And then I saw somebody else complaining, bro, Pokemon fans are always trying to cut each other up like it's the streets of London. Because somebody was all like, no, those games are still bad. The only reason why like people are saying they're good now is because all the young kids finally have a voice to say shit. I'm like, so y'all just hate each other. There's no love here. You just want to kill each other.
Pokemon fan base is just toxic.
It really is. And seeing Power success.
Anyone.
It's crazy, bro. It really honestly is. Switching from Power World, we'll go into other gaming relating news.
Oh, I guess this is Alex's gaming section.
Yes. Xbox just laid off like 3,000 employees from their physical department.
What the heck? What?
Yeah, this happened this afternoon. I don't know why. They just laid off I don't know the exact number, but it's more than 2,000. I think it's 3,000 from what I read. Just gone, in an afternoon.
Dang.
I was befuddled. And then I remembered the comment from Vanguard or fucking Blackwood or Black Anna or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. You will own nothing and be happy. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
They just don't want anybody to have anything.
No.
I advocate for piracy.
Yes.
If physically owning your games doesn't mean you own them, piracy is fine.
I said the same thing about movies too, that any digital movie that you buy isn't really yours. So I'm like, all these companies have been being greedy, especially in Disney, and I'm not very fond of Disney lately. So, oyster sales, gentlemen.
Oyster sale. Let's have some fucking fun.
Yes.
It's like,
They calling me the captain.
I don't understand that logic.
I don't either, other than they're greedy and they hate everyone.
Like, I can maybe understand, like, one avenue of, like, we don't have enough storage after so many decades. I'm like, okay, but, like,
They're full of crap.
I'm like, I don't know. I've not heard anybody say that. It's just my way of thinking of just, like, maybe that's the only reason, but, like, I'm gonna be honest, Google has, like, a fucking stupid amount of data. There's no way you can't just host something for all your back catalog. Mm-hmm. And isn't it, like, significantly easier to do that than actually have physical film? Yeah. So I'm just like, why? It doesn't make any sense. Like,
greed. That's
insert a Johnny Silverhand. It's a fucking battle of entropy. I'm telling you, man. Also, I asked, like, whole, like, other crazier, like, YouTuber drama too. I knew a friend who did I won't name names, who did who did a sponsorship with somebody, and it has to be the most insane sponsorship I've ever heard of. They put in 4 months worth of work for zero. I will leave it at that. But holy shit, dude, it is insane and convoluted and buttfuck stupid. I don't like companies, dog. However, I did have my eyes open with one of my friends who were like, yeah, sponsorship companies suck. However, Google paying me on a near perfect record, you know what, honestly? Good for Google. The only company I actually like. Don't burn yourself down, please.
They're pretty respectable so far.
Yeah. You've always opened my eyes to that.
Some hiccups here and there, but overall, not too bad.
They're doing their best. They're doing bare minimum, but compared to everybody else, that's like the gold fucking standard.
Really true.
Jesus. But anyway, yeah, gaming related news. Power World's doing really good. Pokemon needs to. We're gonna have to. We might even put it on the channel. No,
probably. At this point, my life's just content. So
yeah, that's what happens when you become a YouTuber.
I'm just thinking of ways I can put more stuff onto my channel.
Yeah, Power World will be interesting, man. I saw a dragon. Oh, what's the dragon Pokemon? A Dragon Pal that looked very similar to Dragonite. I'm like, I want him.
I just want Depresso, and I want to put him to work.
There's Depresso. That's a pal.
One of the pals is Depresso. He's like a little cat, and he's just like sad. My cousin sent me this video. They had Depresso working like nonstop 24/7, and at some point, like when they get tired, they start like going slower, and they had Depresso working so much that he's just like.
It's crazy. But yeah, maybe we might have to hop on. Maybe not this weekend.
Slavery. Enslaving animals. I'm down.
I'm down.
I'm down. I'm too down.
Okay. Well, I just had gaming related topics I wanted to say. Where did you go?
Thing happened to me last week that like made my brain explode, and I have to share it on the podcast because I spent let me just explain this. I was on TikTok, as one finds themselves lately, and I came across this video of this guy watched the new Mean Girls movie, and had the audacity to claim that nothing in society has changed since 2004.
Yeah.
And I was like, but no, like normally I wouldn't think twice about this, but for some reason,
you grinded your gears.
Maybe it's the way the guy said it or the way he looked while saying it, but it grinded my gears that he would dare say that nothing has changed in 20 years. So I was like, all right, time to absolutely destroy this man's argument, because society has definitely changed for the last 20 years. And to prove completely to destroy his argument, I watched both Mean Girls movies over the weekend. I spent $35.
On physical copies?
No, not on the original.
Okay.
The original I bought on Amazon. It was on sale for like $5. So watch that. Then watch the new one the next day. The theaters are expensive.
Yes.
All to prove my point that society is so much different than it was back in 2004. Because this is something I've been thinking about a lot. I've spent a lot of time just reminiscing on my childhood. Little baby Caleb walking around, just exploring life. And man, things are different.
Yeah.
And like, so to destroy his Mean Girls argument, I can see where he would say the Mean Girls movies are indistinguishable.
Wasn't the new one just a musical, right?
Yes, it's the exact same plot, exact same movie.
Well, yeah, of course it'd be the fucking same.
It's the same movie. Of course it's the same.
I think my girlfriend went to go watch it, actually.
But the thing that's different, clothing in the 2000s is very distinct from what clothing is now.
Oh my god, we're on the same wavelength today because I was thinking about aesthetic, but we'll continue.
I saw one of your tweets the other day, so I knew you'd be able to add in on this.
Actually, about an hour ago, I was down the aesthetic rabbit hole. I'm not even joking.
And just the way people interacted in 2000, like 2004, way different than how people act now. Like, I'll say this too, when you watch any movie from the early 2000s, you can feel like the grunge on it.
Oh yeah, it's the soundtrack alone.
It's so distinct. And I think the greatest way I can describe the differences because a lot of people say that after the 90s, like society stopped having like distinct decades. And I'm like, that's definitely not true at all. Because you look at the 2000s, very grungy era, very much defined by, like, there's the hope of seeing all this new technology. People, like, were hopeful for the future, but also very wary of the future, since it's defined by 9/11 and war.
At least coming from an American.
Which America, as we've said before, is kind of like the epicenter of the world topics. So when you look at American society then, very grungy, very like different. It's like a punk style. And then you look at the 2010s, everything's technology. Like everything had crazy lights on it. They're trying to make, like 2010s were like trying to be, this is what the future's supposed to be. Even crazier lights than this.
Yeah.
Like you see,
I was just pointing out,
when you look at,
I'm shocked these are still up actually.
I like how they look.
Yeah.
I think it adds color. But no, so when you look at like, let's compare consoles as like an example.
Like as like an aesthetic or like use?
I guess both use and aesthetic from 2000 to the 2010s. Very different.
PS3 to PS4.
So let's look at PS2 and GameCube compared to like the Wii U and PS4. Like the aesthetic of the console design itself is like telling of the time.
Okay, I'll add here. So, I'm gonna simplify it to the arrow. I knew people who know their aesthetics know what I'm talking about. It's like it's like fuck. I cannot pronounce the first word, but it's arrow. As the secondary word is arrow. The Wii U, in its design and aesthetic, is super arrow design. Oh my god, hold on. I'm actually gonna fucking grab this. It's pissing me off. I can't.
Well, I think I know what you mean, because like, let's talk about the Xbox One real quick, because this is the one I always think of. Like the original Xbox One, its design is very like, it's designed like we're glowing light. There's no buttons on it at all. Just a big glowing light is your power button. It's like basically designed to just be like a flat screen, futuristic looking, right? Same with the PlayStation 4. That light that comes on the controller and on the console itself, it's weird, like tilted design, is very distinct and like futuristic looking when you look compared to what the original Xbox was.
Oh, dramatically.
The PlayStation 2 was, the GameCube compared to the Wii U. Like, they definitely went for like this is the new technology. We're going to design this to look as hip with the times as possible. Where like in the 2000s, it was more like, here's your cool game console, and we're gonna design it to be like, this is a game console. You're playing games on this. You're cool playing games.
So I looked. So we somehow, the videos I was looking up while editing today are perfectly aligned with the subject. No, I'm being serious.
Our brain wavelengths just.
Well, we've been friends for like a decade, so I'd hope so. So, the GameCube, or really any console around that time, even the PS2, but the PS2 was kind of edgy. It had venting on the fucking side of it. It looked cool. So all of them are toy design.
Here, let me go grab a GameCube real quick, and the PlayStation 2. I have them.
Bring out the Wii. Do you have a Wii?
It's somewhere, but I don't know.
If you bring them out, we can literally explain this aesthetic to them. You're gonna have to do a bunch of funky editing, though. I'd be shocked if he doesn't have a Wii laying around. Oh my god, he found all of them.
Okay, so I wasn't able to get the PlayStation 2. That is in Colby's room, and Mariah's in there right now. However, we can see the GameCube.
It looked like a toy.
It's like a toy. Look how aesthetically.
Did they play games on that? Is that functioning?
Yeah, this is a functioning GameCube. I beat Paper Mario on it 2 years ago. No. Oh my god. Okay, we'll get into this later too. So I actually beat Paper Mario on this 4 years ago. Correction.
Jesus Christ. Oh, the soft junior year.
No, that's the year we graduated.
Time is a flat circle.
So, anyways, we'll get to that. The GameCube. Very much like, this is your gaming console. You play games on this.
It's a toy.
It's a toy.
It's a toy. It's designed like a toy.
Even the controller. Look at it. It's designed. This is a like fun design.
This is a toy here.
This is your-
which Nintendo purposely did, by the way, because they had to sell it because the video game crashed, and they had to market it in a different way because everybody was like, it's a fad, but like they still wanted to continue it. So the only way they could sell it was to make it look like a toy. So that's the idea behind it.
So if I had the PlayStation 2 on it, I could even have that as comparison too. The PlayStation 2 is also designed like, this is your gaming console.
We're just setting this up in post.
It's a cool, like, this is what cool kids play on. It's the PlayStation 2. This is the cool console. It's designed to look like, this is for gaming, but you can watch movies on it, and you're cool if you have this.
Cool.
And then the juxtaposed to what the consoles turned into in 2010s.
What the fuck is that?
It's sleek and round, everything rounded edges. There's
What actually is
This
that?
is the Wii U.
That's the Wii. Oh, it's the Wii U.
Yes, the Wii U.
Oh, that works.
Because the Wii is still an early 2000s console.
That is true. Oh my god. So, going back to my point earlier, I found the thing. It is called. Caleb, help me. I can't read proper. That's the aesthetic name.
Frutiger Arrow?
Frutigo Arrow. So I'll show you the pictures of it. In the early 2000s, or like mid 2000s, and eventually even into the 2010s, this is what the Wii and almost every fucking tech company was trying to push. This aesthetic.
Yes. However, I'd say this is more like
There was variations
the
of it.
aesthetic from turning from like 2000, like the 2000s to the 2010s. Because once you get to the 2010s, it became more like everything sleek, but also like they're trying to make it as like an eyesore as possible. Because Xbox One, I don't know if the Xbox One is out here. I don't know. Yeah, there's the original Xbox One. That's like a Herkin console that is
Herkin is a crazy word to
it's
use.
designed to be like, this is your machine that is to futures now. You talk to your Xbox and it listens to you.
Yes.
That's what these these 2010 consoles were designed to do. And then you look at, well, I guess just to keep going on the 2010s, just every technology that you see from that time will have a similar design to like this, where it's like rounded, sleek, glowing lights, like designed to be like, this is the future. And then as a juxtaposed, let me respect the GameCube a little bit more here.
It looked like a toy.
And this is honestly probably my favorite design console of all time.
It fucking works.
This and the PlayStation 2 have some of the best design I've ever seen in consoles. And that brings me to what the 2020s are. Because you see 2000s.
White. Everything is white.
Yes. 2020s is just like, I'd say this is the corpo era where everything's just sleek and like dull designs.
Minimalism.
It's minimalist, yeah. Everything's just a minimalist design.
Okay,
Look at that.
Brutalist or minimalist?
The new consoles, all very sleek and like boring designs, I'd have to say. Even Nintendo kind of went into that with the Switch. Like it's still keeping to like toy looking, but it's very much like sleek now. And there's a distinct lack of like variation between like each console now, which is it's very disappointing, but that's the kind of the era we're in now. Even the way we dress is so much different.
Everything's black and white now.
Everything's black and white. People dress very like
Similar. Look at what we're wearing actually.
I'd almost say that what I'm wearing currently is more reminiscent of what people wore in like 2000 than anything else.
I'm kind of giving like light cowboy here with this car.
A little bit. I
I got like a fucking anime tee on me.
I'd say our style is very different from what most popular style is. But then again, we're also not in high school anymore, which is when most popular styles are.
That's where all those aesthetics to. But that's like what I was trying to get to previous is like the Wii looked like the word here on screen. Caleb will maybe show something. The arrow design, like during that point in history, it's weird how people say nothing changes, but like there's certain styles and looks and themes like that fit that type of shit. Like this had a completely different look than the Wii U. It was designed for different purposes. It's the way the game loaded up was toy-like. You open the Wii, it looks and feels like the fruit arrow. It feels like
this is the future. Yeah. This is like you hear.
It has a handle on it, dog.
Like these consoles from 2000 were designed to be just like, this is a fun thing I can look at. I like having it in my presence. This is fun.
This is fun.
As time went on, though, you can see 2010s is designed to be like, it slowly got to where we are in 2020, where it's designed to be like out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yes.
And there's even a comparison I made with music too, because like you can tell throughout like the decades, like 2000s had very much like loud live music feel, and then 2010s became like digital music. Everything was more like
definitely
like Skrillex and that kind of stuff. Dubstep completely took over
the fad that it was.
The ideas or just how music became during the 2010s. Like they might not have been the most popular towards like the end of that decade, but they completely changed the way the music industry made music.
Yes, it is.
And now we see it even more now, where like music's not really. I'd say a lot of music that is popular now is not as like. Doesn't have the same feel.
I'll answer for you. It's formulaic.
Yes, 100%.
Everything is minimalist. There is no effort. There is nothing. There is no fun in anything.
And so far, that is what the 2020s are kind of becoming.
And to go back to the decades thing. This is the thing I want to point out. Just like how you can't. Actually, this can go for multiple things. Like the type of drunk you are is a good example of this. But you can't know yourself, analyze yourself in the moment. It takes time to look at and reflect at that moment. You have to step back, and this is in the course of time itself. Go back to see what was happening there. With decades, that's how that works. The decade phenomenon is like. It's kind of like coming from like after World War II. That's kind of where it showed up from, because that's when we started tracking fucking everything and your mom. So it's like yeah, of course you don't know what the 2000s. No, we know what the 2000s were. The 2010s, dude, we just got out of that. Of course, you're not going to be able to analyze it. Of course, nothing looks like it's changed.
My big brain, hearing this guy making me angry with his cocky attitude, made my brain explode and immediately realized what the 2010s were defined by. And I'd say 2010s are like a techno era. Yeah. Everything's like techno. Like, just going back on it, look at the GameCube controller and look at the Wii U controller. Yeah. Look at the aesthetic difference between these two controllers. It is insane to look at.
Black and sleek. Look, you can almost say it looks adult. Like, this is like, you're not for kids anymore. This fun. This is fun. Yeah. This is screaming 90s, 2000s fun.
Yes.
And then that's just the darkness. It's black, minimalist.
Maybe you play games on this.
Or you could do other things.
You watch Netflix. If that's what you want to do.
It looks like a remote.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of where controllers were during that time. Now, when you look at the modern controllers, it's like you play games on it, but there's very minimal differences between what the most like ergonomic controllers are.
You know what? Even then, you can also add this. It's so minimalist to the point to where the only true difference between controllers is where the D-pad is and what fucking
buttons are on them.
And what buttons correlate to whatever. Because that's it. Other than that, they're literally just the same.
I'm gonna put on screen the the new Xbox controller and the Switch Pro controller next to each other. Those two. And the PlayStation, they are very similar controllers.
If you have them all in black, they're just it's just
all
placement.
The same.
They're just placement.
Like
nothing is. They're all the same because they have become minimalist.
Yes.
There's no fun.
I think that's going to be what this decade is entirely based around. Is everything's becoming more minimalist. Like even Christmas, you saw around Christmas time, there's like this big deal where this lady.
You know what? Hold on. I can add this. Yeah. Childhood memories. I know there's nostalgia connected to this, but Christmas during the early 2000s versus now, they're not even fucking similar, dog.
So different. Not just because like we're just looking at with rose tint glasses. If you watch any old like recording of like
what Christmas
was, everything's so different.
Oh yeah.
Like just the way
New Year's. Look at New Year's recordings of the early 2000s compared to now. This might just be like not just like it's times have changed, but like this might be like a cultural issue because we as an American society, not speaking for everybody out there, we're clearly not in the best of game right now.
No.
So it's like you can't say like nothing's changed. No, clearly something has changed, and we are not like thinking about it pretty clearly here.
Because just the way people interact with each other in public is not the same at all. Like, or just not even in public, just in person. When you are at like a gathering, the way people would interact with each, because I remember back in 2006, I think, is when my cousin Joshua got his Nintendo DS for Christmas. And that's one of the most iconic Christmases I remember.
The original DS? Or like
I think it was the original DS.
Damn.
He just
Throw that up on screen.
He just got Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers on it. And I was watching him play through that. And like just the entire feel of how everybody interacted at that Christmas breakfast is so much different than from, let's say, just 10 years ago, 2014 Christmas. Not the same at all. People had very different gifts that they got. They had very different like ways of celebrating the holiday. And then now, extremely different. Like you can see it's minimalist. This is the minimalist era.
Wrapping's even minimalist. That's the thing. I'm not seeing Santa Claus or reindeers on patterns anymore. It's like polka dots, literal just dots, and that's it, dog.
Yeah.
There's not this. Maybe this is the only time I'm ever going to be like, man, maybe old people were kind of right with it. But that's like, old people had this way of making things look, and that shit is gone now.
They had their designs. They made things look.
Looking at Christmas trees. Look at how Christmas trees are designed. I remember my grandma's old Christmas tree and her aesthetic. Even my aunt's. Oh, she's got more bombastic with it. But no. I take that back. Her old Christmas tree used to have ribbons, colors everywhere. The lights were cool. My Aunt Becky's fucking Christmas tree now is white with just red fucking basic red. I forgot what they're called. Ornaments. That's it.
Yeah,
that is literally it. There is no fun in it anymore.
Like Christmas back in the day. Back in our day.
Back in my day.
The holiday just got thrown up on the house.
Yeah.
And that's what made it, like, memorable. But now it's like, you're not sure, like, it doesn't feel like Christmas because slowly things have just been like, you want to keep your house looking as pristine as possible. And that's just how things are now. Everything's like that. You want to keep your you want to have the most, like, nonchalant brands that are, like, high society brands, or like
oh, you know what?
Or music. You listen to what the most popular music is. You don't listen to just random bands.
Oh, I listen to random bands. I'm the weird one. I'm on fucking YouTube, fucking scrolling for the most. Actually, you know what? I don't even think punk describes it anymore. I think we actually need a new word because I think the core aesthetic, that thing. I'm looking for cores now. But to go back to the t-shirt designs. This is a Hypeland shirt, right? Mm-hmm. I'd have to take off the jacket, but like I only have a logo on. Hold on, I'll get up to show it. Ugh, motherfucker! But like, no, look at what I'm wearing. Just a basic fucking tee, but everything's on the back now. Like, what? So weird. Why?
Why is it on the back?
I don't know, but that's what's happened to. It's even in clothing. I don't.
And like, I like plain t-shirts. I really do. But it's like. It almost feels like a lot of like character's been taken out of like what we used to have in clothes. Yeah. Like I mean, if you want a graphic tee, it's not going to be the same as when you got like a graphic tee back in.
You know what? Frank, here's a funny. Where is my? I'm a hardcore gamer. I'm addicted. Thumbs hurting. Put it on screen. We know what you're talking about, dude. They don't exist.
They don't. They really don't.
I don't see kids wearing that shit.
I think just real quick, because I want, now that we've gotten this far into this, just to end off this portion of the topic, if you want to show the biggest difference between the decades, look at the 3 different Spider-Men. Each of their movies is very distinct and telling of the times. Tobey Maguire's very grungy movies and like fun, right? It's designed to be grungy and fun.
Nickelback.
The Andrew Garfield movies, very like bright, technology centered.
Yes.
Everything's aesthetic looking, right?
Yes.
Like the Wii U design aesthetic. And then you look at the Tom Holland movies. They're very like minimalist and like very like plain design Spider-Man, which I don't mind. I actually like the Tom Holland design probably the most out of all of them. But it's telling of what even most of his movies came out before the 2020s. I get that. I get it. But still, it's very much reminiscent.
Transition eras.
It's the reminiscent of what this decade has become. Just kind of like everything's like just plain.
Yes, it's a
minimalist plain era. And this gets me to looking back at all the decades and just seeing what society's become in the 20 years since 2004. I've come to the realization, Alex,
what?
We're getting old.
Yeah, bud.
Because I saw your tweet the other day that the 2000s have now become like a trendy style.
Yes.
And it's like, man.
There's kids out there romanticizing
2004.
Not even 2004. Who did I explain this to? My cousin Isabella. I was having a conversation. I had to pick her up from school because she was sick the other day. My aunt asked, literally 2 days ago. And I was telling her about the nostalgia of a Little Uzi Vert album dropping, and everybody the next morning was bopping that shit in their cars constantly. People were talking about it. My cousin's like, wow, that would have been so nice to like live through. That'd been so cool. I'm like, yeah, it was cool. But that was a few years ago. And there's some people now, just a few years younger than us, that want to live in 2016.
I want to live in 2016, which is crazy.
What? It's only a few years ago. You're romanticizing living then?
You're romanticizing what was our freshman year of high school.
That's insane, dude.
It's like, good gosh. And looking even further back from that, because I remember like the iPod era, like the way people dressed back then, that's becoming like a trendy style that people are like 2000s core style. And I'm like, whoa.
If I see fucking sweatpants and like sweat jackets come back, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
I think we are 10 years away from, or maybe even less than that, from a 2000s Halloween costume. And that's crazy to me.
The problem is schools are already doing that.
Gosh dang it!
No, this is what I'm saying. The early 2000s is soon to be. I can fucking guarantee.
Do you know we're already retro?
Yeah, no, we've been retro.
Like,
the PlayStation 3 is retro.
I was watching cartoons with Angie on Boomerang, and I was like, "Oh, Courage the Cowardly Dog's on. Let's turn that on." And their new special on Cartoon Network for Toonami, or the Adult Swim, like there's an hour between like 6 and 7 where they'll play cartoons from the early 2000s, and they're like, time to go back retro. And I was like, what do you mean retro? And they're showing like a living room designed to look like the 2000s. I'm like,
this is my house.
Crap. I remember when my house looked like that. I remember the box TV. Look at the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube. Oh no.
I have the chunky PlayStation 3 with Skyrim on my shit.
The crazy realization that day that my childhood is now considered retro was mind-blowing.
Where the 2000s is one step away from having a video game based around it.
Oh yeah.
That is just... I'm not going to say I'm going to predict it, but the chances of a video game, a Fallout-esque video game that is based in the early 2000s, which has a front arrow aesthetic, is not out of question, ladies and gentlemen.
At this point, it really isn't. They're going to start making movies based in 2000
with that aesthetic.
And the kids will treat it like how we treated Stranger Things.
Jesus Christ. And you know what? And I think I was having this moment. I was, like I said previous to this recording, about like an hour or two ago, I was down a rabbit hole of aesthetics. Mm-hmm. And I kind of had this almost philosophical thought. Sometimes it happens to me. Once I'm given an interesting topic, my brain will somehow... It's different from my YouTuber mode or me having fun mode. This weird in between. This philosophy meadows that shows up. And I'm thinking to myself, creepypastas are like a shadow of the society that is currently brewing. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the back rooms, right? And I'm analyzing why it got so popular, why it showed up to begin with. And it's just like, it's a dead aesthetic. It's the shadow of once was. Those old buildings are nostalgia of the 2000s. It's a shadow, the dead thoughts, the dead remnants of what we were previously thinking. And I'm all like, I know everybody has their reason to why it got popular, because it is kind of creepy, but it's like, I think a lot of people are having this dark nostalgia of that era. Mm-hmm. And it is just this aesthetic, this childlike dark wonder. And I'm all like, fuck, man. And then I start looking back at previous things during the 2000s. I'm like Slenderman, like I think in the early 2000s, then that's when like all the serial killer stuff started blowing up again.
It was like towards the end of that decade, like 2008, 2009.
When did the backrooms show up? The end of the fucking decade. I'm telling you, man, like the creepypastas are just the regurgitated shadow of the aesthetic or the history of it. I can guarantee you, looking back at all the creepypastas or all the dark stuff of the internet of the early 2000s, I can guarantee you for a fact, maybe I'll do it myself, maybe I'll analyze it and come back to this topic in a later podcast, but I can guarantee you, Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, the Russian sleep experiment, all that shit is probably based off of like things around that era, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And even then, like, I think you could probably even go with the early 90s and all that stuff. Also, that's another thing. The look of the internet has changed dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
That's another big example here. Just saying on that.
Yeah, like the internet is a clear example of what the 3 different decades of styles. But like, man, it's just been crazy hearing like even the songs that turn 20 years old.
Yeah, it's different feels.
It's like, holy crap.
Like, here's another meme.
Because like Mr. Brightside turns 20 this year. And I listened to that and I'm like, man, that it feels like that song like came out yesterday. Like it was on the radio just like yesterday as a new song, and now it's like that's a 20-year-old song. It's like, holy crap. What happened? Boulevard of Broken Dreams turns 20. I'm like, what? My childhood's gone.
No, it really is. It's I don't know how anybody can really just come out and say nothing has changed, bro. You must be in a fucking box or some shit.
You must be looking at society with your eyes shut because everything's so much different.
I can bring out. Here's a big one because I'm the YouTuber here and I've been fucking in this shit for almost 20 years on YouTube, or knowing the culture. The way the YouTube homepage looked, content and style wise, compared to what it is now, they're not even similar. I even said this a while ago, talking to a couple friends. Yes, Kat, thank you for agreeing for me. No. You can tell the era of YouTube by the style of editing, the style of thumbnails, bro. It's like if you look at an old PewDiePie thumbnail compared to a new PewDiePie thumbnail, and looking at just looking at the people around that time, it's like, dude, really? There is a massive change.
You can even look at their like style of dress and like how they presented themselves. Way
Pewds was just long hair, little pimply. I am, but I'm fucking breaking up for some reason. I don't know why. I'm stressed or something. I've been putting moisturizer on my face. I don't know why. But it's like you can see how Pewds look versus now. Beard is trimmed, hair is combed over, probably because of his girlfriend. He dresses in a casual but presentable way. Fuck no, old Pewds was hunched over, got his fucking striped shirt, camera not even focused properly. Hey guys, it's PewDiePie. Amnesia Fridays. And the way he talks, he doesn't do that. He doesn't go with the funny. Oh, I can't do it anymore.
His voice.
He doesn't do the funny voice. It's gone. Mark too.
Mark changed his he went on record to say that he changed his voice purposefully because like his normal voice was slowly starting to disappear from his life, and he's like, I should probably stop doing the Markiplier voice.
Hello everybody, it's your host Markiplier here.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
It's completely even Jack. I even say changed around.
Oh, I was just listening to his podcast the other day about how much he had like changed throughout the decades, like because people were saying he was like too energetic back in the day, and so he was like, I'm maybe I'll start being less energetic in my videos, and then he was like, slowly I started losing my accent.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
that's just like you gotta have your fucking eyes fucking glued shut not to see the change. Like culturally speaking, looking at the internet, the way content's produced. Movies, biggest fucking examples ever. Like movies just died. There's only superhero shit now.
That is very true. However, Godzilla -1, great movie.
Okay, however, this is the exception. When I was bringing up all the America stuff, it only really seems like an American problem because Japan, for the most part, America looking outside, they've more or less stayed the same. Even when it comes to like Godzilla movies, it's still the same plot, but it's elevated, it's different. They can make Godzilla 1 multiple times over and it'll always fit. But you can't make Rambo 1 again. You just can't. Like America just can't seem to like they can't redo shit.
They can't make new stuff to be as good as what the old stuff was.
They just can't for some reason.
I think we're looking at this through a bad lens, mainly because the biggest issue I'd say that happened to movies is streaming has made, like, having exclusive movies releasing just on streaming services has completely, like, dampered what movies people are watching and are able to watch. Because, like, something releases exclusively on, let's say, Hulu or Paramount, and it's like, not everybody has those streaming services, and not everybody's going to want to get those streaming services just to see that movie. And you'll never be able to buy that movie physically, so you're just not going to watch that movie.
Yeah.
And the movies that are releasing in theaters that everybody can watch are the movies that are, like, going to be formulaic and the same. Like, that's why we're seeing so many superhero movies, because that's what's going into theaters, and that's what everybody's able to watch. But, like, movies like
Blade Runner, Dune.
Well, Dune was in theaters, though.
The old dude. I'm talking about.
Well, let's talk about. There's just recently a movie on streaming that I can't remember what it was, but it was, like, good. Like, why haven't more people watched this movie? This is a good movie. Why can't I remember these movies? I guess it wasn't that good because I don't remember it.
Exactly.
But, like, there's a lot of movies that release on streaming services exclusively that are good that nobody's able to watch because not everybody's going to have access to that streaming service.
It is. You know what?
Or here's one. It's not a movie, but it's a show. The Guillermo del Toro Cabinet of Mysteries. That was a good series. And not everybody's going to be able to watch that because it's exclusive to Netflix. And not everybody has Netflix.
Yet again, YouTube reigns as the free content machine and king. It's true. Just saying. Put your shit on YouTube and you will get your money.
But even then, not everybody's watching YouTube because a lot of people have the mindset that YouTube's for small content. Like,
Fuck, no, it's not, dog.
well, we know it's not, but not everybody else knows that.
You know what? Okay, right here. This is the biggest fucking. You know when times change when this shit changes. The other day, I had stumbled across a nugget, a gold nugget, a religious nugget. I found punk orthodox-centric videos on YouTube.
What?
I saw Orthodox priests have a punk zine aesthetic with some. There was a production company behind it, but the fact that a religious organization went from the early 2000s from being a zine, like a rebellious magazine, basically, if anybody doesn't know, into making highly edited, unorthodox orthodox videos is just telling of how dramatically time has shifted forward. Like, you can't comprehend your grandma all of a sudden being like, watch this YouTube video and it's a banger, bro. Times have changed. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that shit was
So
for
weird.
free too, bro. I was like, this is wild. This is insane.
Like, it's just so weird. Just looking back at, because like I said, I've been having this crazy, like, reminiscing on childhood stuff. Just looking at how things were in the 2000s. Like, my memory of the 2000s, like, everything had like an orange tint to it for some reason. I don't know why. Like, the 2000s were like a yellowish orange tint.
I was like more blue than anything, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you get it. Like, it was just different stuff. But then now, just talking about what we were talking about earlier when I said I played Paper Mario on the GameCube 4 years ago and beat it. 4 years ago was when we graduated high school.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's like, oh my gosh, time is flying by. And maybe that's why it's easy to miss how much things have changed. Because it just flies by so fast.
This is why we need historians to put a reality check to everything. It's true. And scientifically speaking, it is technically right. I think Vsauce did a video on it forever ago where it's like, as a kid, time just is so slow. And I forgot the exact reason why, but as you age, it's like, it's gone. It's really weird. It just all burns out. And it might be due to lifestyle or something, but it definitely does feel like that.
Oh yeah.
I wish days were slower. Like, you know what? Just speaking about today, I woke up around 10. I actually woke up around 9, but I didn't get out of bed till 10. But like, I blinked, and now I'm here in this room recording.
Like,
what? Where did the fucking time go? I didn't even do anything. All I did was 2 hours ago, I set up my fucking Premiere timeline for my video I'm editing. That's it. How did time go by that?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. We're recording on a Thursday. I can't tell you what happened at all this week in my life, other than I edited one video and played Fortnite. Other than that, that's it. Like, what else happened?
Because as a kid, bro, I think I could tell you fucking everything.
There's always something. There's something interesting happening in every single hour of your day.
Yes, and then like it's gone now.
Like Recess. Yeah, the craziest adventures at Recess.
I had some of the wildest fucking stories.
But it's like, man, the memes I've been seeing of the 20s are the greatest years of your life. Me in my 20s, and it's just the guy from Silent Hill walking through the fog. That's just life.
Put it on screen.
Real.
Put it on screen.
Too real.
It is.
And then talking to my nephews who don't know my childhood, how it was. They didn't, like, we're watching one of the new MatPat videos, and he was showing all the different gaming controllers from throughout the years. And they're like, I don't even recognize half these controllers. And I was like, I know all of them. I played on all of them.
I haven't played on all of them, but I can, if I were to, like, I think it would show me all. I can.
Only two I did not play on was the original Xbox and PlayStation 3. Those are the only two consoles I did not play.
You never played on the PlayStation 3?
We'd never bought one because
it was like $600.
PlayStation 2 was such a banger, we didn't even have to buy PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And plus, Xbox 360 was the GOAT at the time.
It really was.
Let's be 100% honest. Xbox 360 blew PlayStation 3 out of the water.
Then the next two consoles they make were just fucking thrash them. It's so weird.
It's really, it's weird looking at how the consoles have competed over the years, because it was clearly GameCube and PlayStation were the top two. And then Wii and Xbox 360 were the top two. And then it was like PlayStation 4 was like clearly the winner.
Yeah. And then the 5 is
Xbox One, I guess Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but PlayStation 4 was clearly superior to Xbox at that time. And now it's like the Switch is the only one that seems to be like, yeah.
You can play games on it. The other two don't have games.
They really don't. That's what's crazy. The Xbox One or Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 have hardly any remarkable games on them.
Yes, no, it's like, it's weird.
PlayStation has for the longest time until Spider-Man 2 came out, the PlayStation 5 was just the Stray playing machine. I played Stray on there and that's it. Xbox Series, literally I've only been playing games on Game Pass that were released before the series had come out, or just indie games. It's so weird.
And maybe that's just showing at the times. Things are like
the minimalist era. It's killing us.
Weird, man. It really is. Like I can probably say, if we have this conversation again in 20 years, I can guarantee you we will be able to say what the 2000s were in its entirety, the 2010s in their entirety, and the 20s in their entirety.
Or like back in our 20s.
It was different.
Things we in the 20 years since 2020, we gained ourselves a southern accent. Don't know how that happened.
After the Civil War that took place.
The Civil War of America, and after the Epstein list dropped.
It was crazy.
It was absolutely mayhem outside.
It was fucking insane.
The minimalist style could not survive during that time. What if we are just living in a time loop where the 2020s are very reminiscent of the 1920s of style of things, where everything was like, it was like there's color, but it was like fancy color, where now it's like there's no color and it's minimalist. And then there's going to be a war that happens. And then we're going to go into depression. And then the 30s are just going to be like, everyone's just trying to survive.
Trying to survive now, bro.
We really are. The minimalist core is like just to hide the fact that we're suffering.
Combined, you didn't say minimalism, but yeah, I was like about to say, if you said minimalism core, we've just entered a whole new era of fucking calling shit stuff.
Maybe we just like making up words here.
Fucking gas, dude. Remember I had retrospective? Right?
Retrospective's an actual word.
Word with perspective and retro in it. And you made fun of me for it. I forgot what it was.
I don't remember. It wasn't remarkable enough.
Apparently, I dropped the word after that too.
But man, yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy thinking about it being 4 years since we graduated high school. That like 4 years ago, Cassius was younger than what his little brother is now.
That's fucking nuts.
It's like, cause he's 13 now, 12. He's 12 now. No. How old is he? Oh no! Oh, he's 13. Cassius is 13 now. And Jordan is turning 10 this year. You go back 4 years.
You know what? You know what would be a great experiment to do? What? To go back to middle school to see how things have changed.
I'm sure it's insane. I'm sure it's going to be a culture shock. They have screens on the walls at the high school now where you can read every yearbook to ever come from the high school.
Well, remember when we did that in Robertson's class? We found all of them.
Yeah, but those were physical books. They have screens on the walls in the cafeteria.
Every student ever.
Every student.
I'm in a history book.
Access. Colby and his girlfriend found us. They found us in the yearbook.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
On the wall. That's how much times have changed. They don't have the physical yearbooks that people have to like.
My brother's out of high school. I just realized that.
Yeah, he's out of high school.
Holy shit, dude.
Bro, we're old. We're getting old.
I'm gonna be 22 this year.
We're turning 22.
This is crazy.
Hey, I just like to say one thing. My fucking YouTuber tweet from last night kind of banged, but it's like, I'm a YouTuber now. At least I achieved one childhood dream. It's true. I'm trying to become an author. I'm slowly trying to drew my drawing ability up. I'm trying to do a little bit something unique. But it's just like, the passage of time is a harrowing beast.
Oh yeah.
Of biting at you, and you don't realize it's biting at you. Better way to say it. It's a venom. You get hit with it, and it's not till years later you realize, oh fuck. It's like Komodo dragon. If time was an animal, it would be the combination of a spider, a Komodo dragon, a snake, and a bird. That's what time would be.
If you want to see the craziest time, the example of time being insane, I have a picture of us from our senior year on my phone still. Here's Alex senior year compared to Alex now.
I'll move the mic.
Here he is. There's the two side by side. Here's me from 2020, 2019 compared to now.
4 years.
You know your profile pic on my phone is from 8th grade.
Is it still from 8th grade?
I think I might actually. Hold on. Give me a few seconds.
I think I might have a sticker on Snapchat too of Alex from 8th grade. That's so crazy.
I'll send it to Caleb
and
right
look
now.
Look at the old style of shirt.
I'll send it to you right now.
Where's my Alex sticker? I'm almost certain I have an Alex sticker.
Yeah, boom.
I actually don't.
Oh my god, dude. Do you even still have... Oh, look at me real quick. Do you even still... You had 2 moles on your left cheek. They're gone now.
They're just gone.
Gone. Like, Caleb and Post, zoom in. You used to have 3 moles on your face Them bitches are gone now.
Look,
Hold on, let me look at the picture again real quick.
They're gone now. They're not on your face.
Man, notice how shadowed my eyes are. How my eyes aren't baggy and dead.
Yes. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
yeah.
Todd, look at us. Look at us.
I've made an error.
I was off the entire time.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's happened twice now. I'm getting old. I can't remember these things.
Well, I'm back. You can probably just edit the fucking
Talk?
hello.
Yeah, you catch on my mic. It'll be fine.
I hope so. Right?
Yeah.
Well, in all general, yeah, maybe. We'll see you in post. We'll have an aesthetic day.
It's fine.
You'll learn how to edit audio with the fucking
I've
camera.
done it before.
Yes, it is
I already
annoying.
had to do it. It's fine.
But yeah, it's such a good topic too, and it's just ruined now.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you're running on 4 hours of sleep.
You need to sleep.
It wasn't my choice.
Well, I guess it is. I do have a hair appointment to go. Fuck. I do.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have a hair appointment to go to.
We've reached the end of the podcast.
Yes, and we just realized our mistake. We should double check on that like every time.
Honestly, what happens is I'm used to leaving it parred up, and somehow, some way, it gets queued down, and I don't know how that happens.
it's Colby.
I always leave it up. It's always right here. I never turn it off.
You know what you should do? You should grab like a pencil, stick it on the side of it, and just leave it right there. It's like a set gauge.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Well, that's the aesthetics are different, and you can finally hear my voice
I'm
now.
so tired, and it's so crazy. But yeah, 2020, 2010, and early 2000s, very different decades.
No, you have to have your eyes fucking. Your head has to be removed. You might not even have a physical body because there's so many things that have changed.
It's
insane.
way different.
It's crazy. Bro.
Time will constantly be changing as culture itself shifts with it.
Time is a venom that slowly affects your body.
Just look at any high schooler now, and you'll see a clear difference.
Oh yeah, it's over.
The way people dress, way different. Anyway,
it's over.
I'm tired.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Caleb,
I'm gonna eat
I'm gonna eat.
and probably not sleep, but we'll see.
Time is a bitch.
Caleb in post has plenty of time to edit this episode, so he'll have fun.
Did you get
audio.
fired or something? Why do you have so much free time? Did you get laid
I
off?
don't have free time.
Oh, never mind.
My free time is this.
Oh.
It's work and then this.
Okay, never mind. I was fearing again. I'm like,
Oh no! Oh, we're getting towards that time.
Oh.
Let's see, February. Oh boy! But yeah, that's it for this week.
deuces.
Hopefully, you guys feel as aesthetic remembering the past as we do.
And by God, have mercy on your soul till you realize you've gotten older.
It's true.
I have a girlfriend now. In a
Very true.
loving relationship. I never thought that ever fucking happened, and I somehow managed
Alex
it.
had no faith in himself.
No, and now I'm here. I achieved my younger childhood dreams. YouTuber girlfriend. Holy fuck!
I'm a great uncle. I was a great uncle
I have a car.
at 20. Now I'm 22.
Jesus Christ. Well,
Crazy.
I gotta go eat and get my hair cut. So
Sounds good. Peace out.
deuces.